The burden of sacrificial love is also the burden to sacrifice yourself. When God has shown you sacrificial love, He has sacrificial love. He's made a sacrifice for you. There is a burden on you to also make a sacrifice for Him. This is what couples quarrel about all the time. This for you, I do this. So the man said, I go do everything. I bring this. I do that. And you don't do this, and you don't do that, and you don't do that. Because that is where the quarrel comes. Yes. That's where the quarrel comes. Because I do this. And you don't do this, you don't do this, you don't do this, you don't do this. Romans chapter 12, verse 1, it says, I beseech you, brethren, by the mercies of God, or because of the mercies of God, or because of the love of God. Do you see? By the mercies is also because of the mercies. Or in view of the mercies. And in view of the love. That you present your bodies a living sacrifice. Jesus Christ has sacrificed, so we have to sacrifice and go to the ends of the world and preach the gospel. All of us, we must witness, we must preach, we must travel, we must risk our lives, we must send missionaries, we must witness to the lost, we must move from room to room, house to house. It is your reasonable service. So depends on the understanding at home. I don't want to bother to get into that. But for some people, it's like, I love you, I married you, I go to work, I earn this, I provide for the house, I do this. I'd expected that maybe you would clean or wash or cook or bring up the children or teach the children or wake up. You know, wake up early or do something. Reasonable, just reasonable. I expect that there will be food in the house. It's reasonable. I've given you my name, my ring, my photograph. I've done a wedding. I engage you. I've done this. What is reasonable? I've committed my whole life to you. It's reasonable. So, but again, then you have people say, but he doesn't even do this. He doesn't even do this. So me too, I also don't do this. And I also don't have energy. And I also don't do this. And I'm also not like that. Wow. So that's it. Sorry for the discussion. But what I'm saying is that that's where the quarrels come, because there is a burden on you because you've been loved. Yes. You see, once there is love, there is a burden. One lady said to her sister, who was having a lot of marital problems, she said, me, I don't have all the problems you have. I don't have. Every day you are complaining there's issue. He said, me, I don't have all the problems you have. Because me, I didn't marry out of love. Yes, I didn't marry out of love. Yes. You married out of love. I love you, I love you. That is why every day there is a problem. Me, I didn't marry out of love. He was married, he has one wife, I became the second wife, I was the third wife or whatever. I didn't marry him out of love. I mean, a real person speaking to another real person said, you are always unhappy, there's always some problem, you are crying, there's something. It's because you married out of love. Me, I didn't marry out of love. There's no burden. You are never hurt by somebody you didn't love. It's only when you love somebody that it disturbs you. Yes. If there was no love, when you hear, and many of you, when you hear Afghanistan, the Taliban, it doesn't bother you because you don't know anybody there. I personally, I don't like that news because one of our pastors was killed over there. I don't like that. So when I look, I say, Taliban, something, I just say, it's okay. But most of you don't. And the day that I saw the news and I saw that this one concerns me, because normally it doesn't concern, because I don't have any shares there. But most of you have been watching, they say Taliban, something, Taliban. I say, oh. But where it concerns you, when you have an interest, you will see that it is different. So, sacrificial love. Expect sacrificial love back. Yeah. So that is where we have all these problems in marriages. I thought you even get up. I thought you even wake up. I read it in the book, a virtuous woman will get up early. You don't wake up early. You don't wake up. Every day, this and that. I read the Bible, do this and that. Ah! And this one will refer to duties of the husband, duties of the wife, and they'll be discussing. Oh. What are all these?